I've always tried to beg Irv not to glamorize this gangster lifestyle in such a way, like, because it wasn't really ever for him. Almost when Jay called him Irv Gotti, it was like a joke.
Because Dame said you f***ed everything up. Did you hear him say that on the internet?
I don't listen to Dame. Does anyone listen to Dame anymore?
The internet does.
I don't give a f*** about what Dame Dash says.
What's good, Jetsetters? Now, Dame Dash just fired shots right back at Irv Gotti. These two hip-hop giants have been going back and forth for a while, and things are starting to get real nasty. Irv Gotti really said that Dame Dash was basically irrelevant and that Jay-Z didn't need him for success. Well, Dame Dash wasn't too happy about those comments, and he has finally responded. Here's what Dame Dash had to say on the CEO show.
Irv is my brother. They're all my brothers.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's funny. It depends on what time in their life that they're cool with me or when they're not. Mm-hmm. And, you know, Irv and I fundamentally have always approached the music business a little different. Mm-hmm. You know, what I see him doing is celebrating taking his artist masters and selling them and saying, you know, this is how I make my money. And that's the furthest thing that, you know, I would ever do with any one of my artists. That's not my approach. And I've always tried to beg Irv not to glamorize this gangster lifestyle in such a way, like, because it wasn't really ever for him. Almost when Jay called him Irv Gotti, it was like a joke. It wasn't meant to be taken serious because he's not a crime boss, never was. But he took it so serious and embraced it. Even with Preem, I would beg him. I'd be like, "Yo, Irv, please do not name your label Murder Inc. because you're dealing with people that are still active, and you making everybody hot." But he's always glamorized this style of being a gangster. Even when he was saying what he was saying, it was hilarious to me because.
So you thought so you think some of the problems, the legal problems, he brought on himself?
He completely. You got to understand, he caught a charge, and again, I'm not talking his business. Everybody knows he didn't do anything. Yeah. So when Irv came to me, what happened, and again, was like kind of like, I can't believe he's acting like this with me, is when he had the charge, he came to me and said, "Yo, Dame, I'm broke because I can't." Like when the feds, when they gave him the charge, the feds went to all the labels and said, "If you work with him, it's gonna make you hot." Yeah. And even like Jay at the time was the president, and you know, he came to me and I'm like, "Jay won't even cut you a check." He was like, "Nah, everyone turned their back on me." And I didn't have like money to give him, but I was like, "Irv, you didn't do anything, and these charges are not gonna stick. You don't have to worry about it, tape it. But what I will do is I'll make your suits." So I literally made that man suits. So if you look at his when he went, I was like, "At least you'll look good." And I said, "Cover." I was like, when you win and beat this, I don't want, you know, me, I'm like, you're gonna go right back to everybody that turned their back on you, you know. And he did, and that's cool. That's on him. But what I really was sad about was he was trying to like erase my history.
Where do you think? Where does that stem from?
Either way, I don't know, but it's the play that everyone does. Like when you try to conquer a culture, or when you conquer a culture, the first thing you do is you erase their heroes, you erase their history, you take their religion, you know. And it was like, damn, he's doing that classic play.
Those are some harsh words from Dame Dash, but you can't say Irv didn't expect it. Irv Gotti ethered just about everyone he's ever done business with on Drink Champs, especially Dame Dash. Now, just in case you missed it, I played a clip of Irv going off on Dame Dash on Drink Champs. Here's what Irv Gotti had to say.
Even when Jay and Dame, they're like, "Yo, Gotti's our DJ," I was way more than a DJ.
But ain't nothing wrong with the DJ now. Come on.
No, there's nothing wrong with the DJ, but I was way more than playing records and keeping it together.
All right.
I put their whole plan together.
All right. Talking about Rockefeller.
Yes.
Because Dame said you f***ed everything up. Did you hear him say that on the internet?
I don't listen to Dame. Does anyone listen to Dame anymore?
The The internet does. He's lit on the internet.
Yeah, he's lit on the internet.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yes.
Good for him. But I don't give a fuck about what Dame Dash says.
But y'all was all right. Y'all was all like together. What? Chimbaye.
Chimbaye. I like that no more. But I heard what he said. He was like, "Oh, that's fucking Gotti." Let me just explain that situation.
Okay, cool.
Okay, Jay makes
take over.
Nas drops Ether. I mean, Jay had what Jay felt was a super card.
Right. The ace in the hole.
His ace in the hole was a fucking bitch.
And the Joker. That's the Joker. The ace in the hole was.
So he thought that's why he's like, yeah, he wanted it. Jay's a.
All right.
He wants to be number one.
All right.
So he gonna pick a fight or whatever because he wants everyone to know you, not me.
All right.
All right. So boom, Ether fucks the whole shit up. Right.
Right.
Oh, Jay-Z. What's the story with Ether? That record to this day is like, I don't know what mindset.
I was in the club with Nas the other day and it came on. We both put our head down.
So
we didn't want nothing to do with it. Like, you heard us.
So hard.
I was like, I did it. I see his head down too. I was like, oh, shit.
No.
Like, you know, like, kid you not. Yeah.
That record is so hard. You know? I'm in my office. I'm minding my business. Jay is in my office every day. Now, if you know Jay isn't the type of dude that's gonna openly ask for help or openly ask for anything. So every day. So by the third day, I'm like, what's up? I hit her in there. I'm like, what's up? Was what you was bothering you? He said, yeah, Gotti. Just fucking with me. I said, you want to get him? He said, yeah, I want to get him. So in my mind, I'm like, you've been saying all this. If he do something, you gonna basically air out his bitch, right? He been saying little things. So we went to Baseline.
Dame Dash is not around.
Oh, Dame Dash was never around.
Wait, what? What did you just say?
I mean, he wasn't around like Hov is Hov.
Right.
Don't get it f***ed up. Hov don't need nobody.
Right.
Once Hov got on, he was a guy I would be like, he didn't need nobody.
Right.
Like X needed people around him to help him.
Right.
Ja needed me to help him.
Right.
Hov, once he got on, he didn't need nobody. He could do it all himself. He'll pick the beats, go f with the producer. He didn't need nobody. So we go in there, I put on a super ugly beat, and he does what he does. Talk about his bitch. No one cared.
At the time, I could tell, like, I wasn't in the studio session, but I could tell you thought that was hard.
In all honesty, I thought he did what he was saying he's going to do. Now, did I think it was the hardest? No. Because in retrospect, if you would have asked me Ether or Super Ugly, I would have been like, yo, Ether, yeah. Like, are you serious? That's the exact story of how that came about.
Honestly, I feel like both of these guys have contributed heavily to the culture, and no one can ever call them irrelevant. Like I said in a previous video, it's becoming harder than ever for the OGs to preserve their legacy today because so many of them are tearing each other apart. In the case of Irv Gotti and Dame Dash, it seems to me that their beef stems from the legendary battle between Nas and Jay-Z. Click the video on the screen right now to hear Dame Dash ether Jay-Z for losing to Nas back in the day. Peace.